Good morning, students. Welcome back. Uh, as we have discussed in this week, particularly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? We will do the revision of chapter number 3. Mind well, this is the first video for revision of chapter number 3. Why? Because few of the students has messaged me for a revision of few topics, right? For an example, there is meter bridge, then Kirchhoff rules, that sign indication, and a few illustrations are also there. Okay. Now we will see one. Sorry, drift velocity is also there. Okay. Before that, let us see what is Ohm's law. Why? Because this topic is very important. Okay. Ohm's law, that is asked as a 2 marks question, that may be asked in your board exam. Ohm's law, its limitation, each and everything is very important. So, in this video, we will see about Ohm's law as well as few equations regarding to that Ohm's law. Let us see. Okay, let us see Ohm's law. Okay, let me ask one silly question. Who invents Ohm's law? Okay, so Ohm is the name of the scientist. Okay, and he has given that Ohm's law. What is that Ohm's law? Under fixed physical condition. Which condition? That we will see. Means under fixed physical condition means here that fixed physical condition you have to take T. What is T? T is temperature, and that temperature we have to keep a constant. Okay, so this is the prime condition of that Ohm's law. Under fixed physical condition, in bracket you have to write temperature constant. Whose temperature constant? Conductor's temperature remains constant throughout the experiment. Okay, under fixed physical condition, electric current passing through the conductor. Miss, let us take one conductor. So this is the conductor. This is one end. This is second end. And electric current is passing from high potential to low potential. So there must be a potential difference. Okay. First end, second end. There is a potential difference. Electric current is passing. How much electric current is passing? So under fixed physical condition, at constant temperature, electric current passing through the conductor is directly proportional to the electric potential at the ends of a conductor. Got it? So I is proportional to V. Okay, so this is the simple and standard format, or you can say it is a short key to remember that Ohm's law. State Ohm's law. How to state? Let us see once again. Under fixed physical condition, in bracket temperature constant, electric current passing through the conductor is directly proportional to the electric potential difference, or you can say that electric potential at the end of a conductor. Clear? Okay, as we know, it is proportionality sign. So if you want to remove, you have to put equal to sign, and then you have to put a constant. And here in Ohm's law, we are taking constant as a R, capital R. Okay, Ri. So here, this R is a constant, and that R is known as resistance. Okay, so it is nothing but resistance of a conductor. Now, what is resistance? Okay, so it is like a conductor in that bus. That bus conductor gives us a ticket, and then only you are allowed to travel throughout the bus. Okay, same thing is here. What is resistance? It is a property of a conductor. Clear? So it is a property of a conductor to allow. What to allow? To allow to pass electric charge or electric current. Is it? Once again, let us see. What is resistance? It is a property of a conductor to oppose. What to oppose? To oppose the flow of electric charge or electric current. Clear? So, resistance, it is a property of a conductor to oppose the flow of electric charge, or you can say that electric current. Clear? So this is simple Ohm's law. Ohm's law means V is equal to Ri or IR, same thing. So again, let us say under fixed physical condition at temperature constant, electric current passing through the conductor is directly proportional to the electric potential across the ends of a conductor. Okay, put constant R. It is nothing but resistance of a conductor. And what is resistance? It is a property of a conductor to oppose the flow of electric charge. Simple. Okay. Now, if you will take inverse of resistance, that is 1 upon resistance. What is resistance? It opposes the flow of electric charge. And it's reciprocal, means inverse. Inverse means which allow to pass electric charge. Resistance, its opposite, conductance. So, reciprocal of a resistance is known as conductance of a conductor. Clear? Now let us see. From this equation, we will have equation of R. R is equal to V by I. Clear? So, from where this equation come? Make a subject R. R is equal to V by I. Now, let us find its unit. V is electric potential. Obviously, it is volt. I is electric current. It is nothing but ampere. Both are the name of scientist. Electric current was invented by Ampere, so there is Ampere. Electric potential was invented by James Volta, so its unit is volt. Now, again one scientist, which Ohm. So, volt per ampere, it is also known as OHM, Ohm, or it having symbol Ohm. Is it? And here, conductance, conductance is the thing but opposite of that resistance. So this conductance having unit Inverse of resistance means ohm inverse. Or you can write like this, ohm. Or inverse of the spelling, OHM. Now, instead of that, MHO, mho. Got it? So, this is Ohm's law, resistance, its inverse, conductance, units of their resistance and conductance respectively. Now, only one thing remains. What is it? It is nothing but its DF, dimension formula. Okay? What is V? V is nothing but electric potential that we have seen in chapter number 2. What is electric potential? Work done per unit charge. So, here, W by Q multiplied by I as it is. What is Q? From the definition of electric current, Q is nothing but IT. So here, W as it is, IT and again I. So it is IT multiplied by I. So I square. What is W? W is work. And in 11th standard, we have prepared one number 122 minus. So this work done having M1 L2 T minus 2. That is 122 minus I. Electric current that we know very well. A1 again I is there. So it is nothing but A2 T T1. Take this term aside. So you will get dimension formula like this. M1 as it is, L2 again as it is, T minus 2 upper, that is minus 3, and again A 2, it will go up, that is minus 2. So it is its dimension formula. Very simple. And reciprocal of resistance, if the symbol is inverse, ohm, mho, OHM, MHO, then the dimension formula directly we can write for conductance, it is nothing but M L T A. Means you have to make the opposite sign of that powers. M1 here minus 1, L2 here minus 2, T minus 3 plus 3, A minus 2 plus 2. Clear? Few of the things. For an example, dimension formula, its unit, it can be asked as a short question or MCQ. Clear? Have a look for a few minutes. Okay? Let us see. Now there are one more equation of R. R means resistance. Which was the first equation? That was R is equal to V by I. This is the first equation. Now there is a second equation that depends upon the dimension of a conductor. Means the resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to its length. If length increases, the resistance increases. Okay? And it is inversely proportional to 1 upon A. What is A? A is the area of a conductor. Means Resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to its area. Got it? Combine these two, you will get R is proportional to L and inversely proportional to its area A. Want to remove this proportionality sign? Obviously, yes. So you will have R is equal to, here you have to put a constant that is known as rho. Okay? Rho L by A. Got it? And this thing we have remembered like this. Rho law. Rho law. That means rho L by A. Here, rho is known as resistivity of a conductor. And if you want to find the equation of resistivity, so obviously make a subject rho, A will come here, so we will get Ra by L. Very simple. Now, if you want to find its unit, then how to find? Obviously, R means ohm, area means meter square upon length in meter. So meter will cancel out. So you will get its unit ohm into meter. Is it? Okay. Now, if we are taking inverse of resistivity, that is 1 upon resistivity. So it is very similar to that 1 upon resistance. Obviously, yes. 1 upon resistance means inverse of resistance is conductance. Then, obviously, inverse of resistivity is nothing but it is conductivity. Got it? Obviously, this conductivity is nothing but it having symbol sigma. It is inverse of resistivity, that is 1 upon rho. So what will be its equation? Again same, do inverse. So obviously we will have L by R A. What about its unit? Obviously inverse of that unit of resistivity. So it having unit, okay, ohm, mo, meter, meter inverse. Okay, then we have already discussed about dimension formula of that resistivity as well as conductivity in that previous videos, in that regular videos of that chapter number 3. Okay, so again, these are the small equations, but that equations are very useful in that calculations of that illustrations as well as numericals. Is it? Okay, let us see for 2 seconds. Now, let us say, what is the limitation of that Ohm's law? And that is, mind well, it is the most important question of your topic, particular this topic. Okay, so here one more equation we have remembered, it was R is equal to rho law, rho L by A. Now, let us see Ohm's law, its standard characteristic as well as its limitations. Let us see. Okay, so if we will draw a graph of V against I, that graph must be linear. Okay, so that graph must be of straight line, no moving or any curve in that straight line. Okay, linear. Not only that, that graph will be passing through origin. Clear? So, if we want to draw the graph of V against I, that means it is V against I as per Ohm's law, as per its standard condition, that graph must be a straight line and passing through the origin. Under which condition? Exact. Temperature constant. Got it? Not only that, if you will take a slope, that slope must be also constant anywhere. Okay? So, this is the standard characteristics of that conductor. If the conductor obeys Ohm's law, it means the graph of V against I must be linear and passing through the origin at a constant temperature, and its slope must be constant at any point on that line. Such device, such conductors which obeys Ohm's law, that type of device is known as ohmic device. So what is ohmic device? Not obey Ohm's law. Got it? Means few of the conductor that obey Ohm's law means the line is linear passing through the origin at a constant temperature. Such type of conductor is known as ohmic device. Now its limitations, let us see. So first of the limitation, when you will see in your textbook, there are three graphs. The graphs are as follows. Let us see. First graph is V against I. Some graph you will find like this. Means here there is a curved portion. Means here Ohm's law not satisfied. Why? Because few of the conductors may change their properties at a higher temperature. Okay? So, it is possible in case of semiconductor. For an example, semiconductor, you know, gallium, arsenic, silicon, germanium, they are the semiconductors. Uh, that semiconductors, we will remember only two, that is silicon and GE, germanium. It will be helpful in our last chapter. Okay, there is one more graph, right? That graph is like this. If electric potential increases in one direction, the graph will be like this. Means again non-linear. It is parabolic curve, right? The shape of graph is parabolic when electric potential increases in any one direction. If the polarity of electric potential changes, then the graph will be like this. Again, this is the matter of semiconductors. Clear? So these are the limitations. Means Ohm's law do not obey in the case of semiconductors. There is one more graph. Okay, so the graph is like this. For few of the conductors, the graph is like this. Means for a one value of electric current. So this is the one value of electric current, and you are getting different values of electric potential. See, it is first value, it is second value, it is third value, it is fourth value. So value of electric current is fixed. That is only one value of electric current, and you are getting different values of electric potential, and that is not possible. Okay, such type of devices which do not obey Ohm's law, such device is known as which device? Non-ohmic device. So which are the non-ohmic device? Which do not follow Ohm's law. So these are the limitations of Ohm's law. Ohm's law do not satisfied in the case of semiconductors. Why? One, two, and these three are the reason. That question specially asked as a 2 mark. Give the limitation of Ohm's law. So in that case, you have to draw the three graphs, as well as you have to explain that three graphs according to your textbook. Clear? And you know that, friends, these are the homework. These are the revision of chapter number 3. So you don't have any kind of homework, but at least you must have to read from your textbook once. Okay? Thank you.